Hello, St. Vincent's friends and families. Back with chapter 3 of Cam Jansen and the Birthday Mystery. Let's see what's gonna happen on chapter 3. Chapter 3. Cam's parents hurried out of the house. Cam and Eric followed them. Mr. and Mrs. Jansen got into the front seat of the car, closed the doors, and drove off. They were in too much of a hurry and too upset to notice that Cam and Eric were in the back seat. "It's our party. I was just cutting the cake when we left," Miss Jansen says as they turn the corner. "Maybe one of us should have stayed." "They're our friends," Mr. Jansen said. "They'll understand." "And my father is good at cutting cake," Eric said. Cam's parents turned around. They saw Cam and Eric in the back seat. "You shouldn't be here. You should be at the party," Cam's mother told them. "I want to see Granny and Gramps," Cam said. "And there's a thief to catch," Eric said. Here they are in the back seat. Boy. "And maybe there's a mystery to solve," Cam added. "You know I love solving mysteries." They were driving on a highway now. There was a large green sign ahead pointing the way to the airport. "We're going to the airport to pick up Granny and Gramps. Nothing else," Cam's father said sternly. "If there's a mystery, the police will solve it." They were at the airport now. They drove through a short tunnel under a runway. They drove on a winding road through the airport. On one side, people were hurrying to board planes. On the other side was a large parking lot. "Look for them," Miss Jansen said. Granny said they're in section 4 of the parking lot. There was a path for people walking to and from the airport. The light above it had turned red. Mr. Jansen stopped the car and people walked past. Let's see. "Look for them," Mr. Jansen said again. There were so many people crossing in front of the car and Cam couldn't see everyone. The traffic light changed to green. Cam, Eric, and Cam's parents kept looking for Cam's grandparents. Honk, honk! The driver waiting behind their car wanted to go. Mr. Jansen lowered his window. "Granny! Gramps!" he called. The people closest to the car turned around, but they weren't Cam's grandparents. Honk, honk! "I'm parking in section 4, Mr. Jansen said. He drove to the parking lot entrance. Mr. Jansen drove to the gate. He pulled out a time card. The gate went up and entered the lot. He entered the lot. "Granny! Gramps!" Mr. Jansen called as he drove slowly through the lot. "Granny! Gramps!" Cam called. The airport was noisy. Planes were landing nearby. Horns were honking. No one heard Mr. Jansen and Cam. It was a very large lot. The parking spot closest to the paths were taken. Mr. Jansen drove to an almost empty part of the lot. He parked against the fence. Mr. Jansen hurried out of the car. Cam and Eric were just about to follow him when Miss Jansen stopped them. There they are in the parking lot. "Don't run ahead," she told Cam and Eric. "This airport is a big place. I don't want you to get lost." Cam, Eric, and Mrs. Jansen started toward the path. Then Miss Jansen stopped. "I'm depending on you and your photographic memory," she told Cam, "to remember where our car is parked." Their car was parked between a small red sports car and a gray van loaded with luggage. Cam stood back so she could see the Jansen's car, the sports car, and the loaded van. She blinked her eyes and said, "Click." Alrighty, that's the end of chapter 3. It's getting good. I hope they find Granny and Gramps soon. Remember, for the questions, you use your yes or no head nods, your tablets or communication device, or use your words. Chapter 3. Eric and Cam went with Cam's parents to the airport. Yes or no? The answer is yes. Question number 2. Cam closed her eyes and said click to remember where they parked the car. Yes or no? The answer is yes. I hope you enjoyed chapter 3, and I'll see you next time for chapter 4. Bye.